all Moscow. Fine.
We're going down the drain. Moscow is sinking. The Russian capital is flooded after heavy rains. The Russians have received their share of the country's oil wealth, but the future sheikhs aren't particularly happy.
Raining black, really black.
Frightened Russians are fleeing Crimea en masse, and the fuel shortage has already reached Putin's troops. Could you please
Tell me if we can get some barrels.
We don't smoke barrels. We have a whole bunch of safety precautions at our place at the SVO.
I understand. I'd be happy to explain everything to you as much as you want, but we have safety precautions.
Well, I can't see anything through the awning there.
Oh well.
Well, the bunker dweller has been getting personal cues for years about how everything is going well. Zelensky is leaking Putin's truly plummeting ratings.
Well, we need to deal with reality.
Propagandists are already calling Ukraine empire and openly talking about imminent defeat.
Real empire has grown up there.
New Goida from Okhlobistin.
Goida! Goida!
In Yakutia, a drunk ex-deputy smashed someone else's car window with a cobblestone just to sleep there, and artificial intelligence brutally conned a Russian at the Turkish border. Live action. A truthful digest about real life in Russia. Without filters or crows, let's go. The main viewer of one special edition.
Good taxpayers. Thank you. What's the call signs M.
The group's group is never. You're gradually approaching Zaporizhia. Yes, sir.
The movement is going in all directions. The enemy can't contain this onslaught.
The Tsar is confident he's winning because they've been making a personal film for him for 15 years. The former editor-in-chief of Russia One admitted that Putin's inner circle edits special news bulletins for their grandfather.
That VGTRK put was on air under the code name Main Viewer. It was like this. Let's say a regular Vesti episode aired 8 o'clock p.m. After which the production crew stayed yapping. And so we had instructions, yes, about what news to leave in this episode, what to add, where to embellish what, where to remove what, so that Putin would then be shown the ideal picture of the wonderful Russia of today. That is, look, he's such a good president. And look at TV, how well they talk about you. So it's true, everything you do is all right. At first I didn't understand. I don't think they're talking about which Main Viewer. And then Vesti director Ravenko calls me in. Evgeny Ravenko, a current State Duma deputy. So that's it. That's for the main viewer. What are you? I was somehow embarrassed to ask again. I thought, well, I'm not that stupid. And yet I couldn't stand it when they explained something to me for the third time. I say, who is the main viewer? Well, Dmitry, are you completely off your rocker? This is Vladimir Putin.
The Bald One was isolated from the world after the protests on Bolotnaya Square, and after the sinking of the cruiser, Moskva censorship reached its peak.
I'm tired of watching on television. Who stole from, how they stole, how much they stole. Well enough.
This bunker-guard old man sincerely believes his own television and has no idea what happens in a real war. Russians, just imagine your country is run by a man living in a world that doesn't exist. Putin traditionally keeps everything according to plan.
According to plan? According to plan. Just according to plan. According to schedule.
But while he's a child checking the schedule, the real plan looks completely different. The Ukrainian armed forces are methodically finishing off the Chungarsky Bridge. Frightened Russians are already leaving Crimea en masse. There's
no gas. There are huge traffic jams on the bridge. The trains aren't running. I think it's no secret that things are not so good in Crimea right now. We've decided to return to Moscow.
We're leaving because I'm so tired. I'm tired of being afraid. I live in fear 24/7. There are cataclysms in the rear. Moscow and Krasnodar sank to the bottom after Rivne.
They floated.
Remember the curve. It's just a nightmare. All Moscow. It's normal.
Alisa, is Krasnodar considered a rainy city?
No, Krasnodar is not considered rainy. In the Yaroslavl region, it's a complete anomaly. Oil rain has...
It's black rain. Just seriously black. Now I'll show you what's dripping from the roof. My cat came completely black. There are drops coming. There it is, completely black. Just black. There it is.
And residents of the Moscow region city of Roitov are complaining about loud explosions at night. On top of that, every night, Putin's stability is highlighted by mysterious fires. This time, a pit has flared up in the Tula region. The temp plant of the Federal Reserve Agency in Kapayevo is burning brightly. The air defense system in the swamps is purely a special effect.
No.
It's reached the point where propagandists openly refer to Ukraine as an empire on air.
And the fact that we've erased Ukraine from our consciousness as an entity that must be destroyed is our greatest failure in this. But we must understand that a real empire has grown up there.
These are the real results of Putin's military operation. Grandpa categorically refuses to end this carnage, so Ukraine will continue to return the war to where it came from. Putin is rapidly losing ground and is already being ridiculed around the world.
Things like these, moments like these, are so moving. They bring tears to your eyes. Do you understand?
While Kremlin sociologists are painting Grandpa with false 100% support, Volodymyr Zelensky showed an intelligence chart showing Putin's real trust rating, Dalsh. The numbers are inexorably sliding downwards, and by September, the rating was destined to plummet even further.
What happened? Why is all this happening? That's because, well, because...
In any negotiations, this old man is the inherently weak side. The dictator has lost his nerve. That's a fact. No one takes this weak and toxic figure seriously anymore. So it's high time to replace this old political garbage with something new. But you see it all for yourselves, Russians did. Putin regime is clearly cracking, and the propagandists have started to change their tune en masse, and Igor Korochenko, who promised to capture Kiev in 3 days, is now panicking and awaiting strikes on Russia.
In about 8 to 9 months, Ukraine will be receiving hundreds of thousands of long-range attack drones, Estaktere drones. Under these conditions, no air defense system will be able to fully fulfill its missions. It's like elementary mathematics.
Tsar's allies haven't been doing well either. State Duma Deputy Zetulin suddenly saw the light and realized that China is simply brazenly profiting off the Kremlin's stupidity.
Tell me, please, is there any information about China, well, sacrificing anything for the war? Providing any direct assistance? It is currently, by and large, a beneficiary of the continuation of the war because it gets a discount on our oil and gas.
The federal channels have become a complete mess. Hosts are discussing live on air how to feed the people the future defeat of the Central Military District.
According to the Constitution, we will not be able to take new regions.
How does this fit with the stated goals?
It fits in with the saying, man proposes and Gazprom's front is crumbling.
A mad victory is on the brink of revolution, and even the most die-hard war correspondents already admit this.
In any war, there are two fronts, the military front itself and the domestic front. And the domestic front often plays a key role. The only thing is integrity. The problem today is that the domestic front does not understand what the country's leadership wants on the foreign front. This is the key thing. And this is where all these problems stem from. On the one hand, they say we'll solve the problem. Denazification, we're solving the problem of liberation. Back to Sita. On the other, they see progress in capturing yet another settlement, only to discover in the history of that settlement that it's home to 200 people. They were there in 2001, but now they're gone. So the most dangerous thing now is that, like in 1917, something could happen in February.
The rats are abandoning ship, and the Z Patriots suddenly realize that the bloody dictator has driven the country into a dead end. Soon they'll start howling in the swamps that they're simply wrong. Understood? That's how it is. They say Sadova will never be here again. To the question of why, he says, well, do you think? Gasoline crisis has completely engulfed Russia from Moscow.
Moscow-Sharkovskaya highway, and now you can only fill up at 20 liters and go all the way to the
outskirts.
Today's reality of Makhachkala.
Well, my boat rentals in Rostov and Krasnodar are full, and I can't fill up my canisters with gasoline to fuel my special equipment. They send me away at every gas station.
Fuel shortage has even reached Putin's military. The gas stations are empty, and on the highway from Donetsk, there is no gasoline at all. In the Rostov region, gas stations also introduced strict limits. And even the military is refused to fuel in a barrel.
You can fill up a kamaz, you can fill up a barrel, No, you can't fill up barrels with gasoline. We can't fill barrels. There's nothing I can do about it at all. We have a ban. We signed the document.
Well, we are facing dismissal, right up to dismissal.
I understand.
But maybe it's possible.
Not for
Pearls, please give me some gasoline. Well, we don't have any there at all.
the managers. You have the same work to do, huh?
Please give me some gasoline.
We only take our word for it. There is no way. Well, we have no right.
If there isn't enough fuel even for the front, that's the end. But the Kremlin regime has found a way out. In Russia, they have officially allowed the production of dirty gasoline and diesel. Congratulations, Russians. Now you will ruin your basins with surrogates. This is a real breakthrough.
My
precious. Meet the new ruler of cheap plagiarism. The completely Z-minded actor Ivan Oklubistin got himself a ring with a ruby, on which the inscription Special Military Operation, the symbols Z and V and A Kalashnikov assault rifle are engraved.
Someone's gift? No, I made it. It's called War.
So you actually made this silver yourself, or?
Not, it's gold.
Oh, some kind of advertising is natural.
It's a military operation, And here's a ruby, and here's a jumbo.
Wow.
And here's a shape rifle and a Kalashnikov assault rifle.
You're doing this in a workshop specifically, or do you already have a workshop at home? And this is said by a character who, in 2022, was screaming about a holy war on Red Square with bulging eyes and raging with his signature, Goida.
There's an opinion now that the special military operation will soon be renamed a counterterrorism operation. Some say it will even be a patriotic war, but I think that's not enough, thanks. The correct name for it is a holy war. A holy war. There's an old Russian interjection, Goida, meaning a call to immediate Konai action. How we need such battles? Goida, brothers and sisters.
Previously, this pseudo-patriot called on everyone to die to his cries, and now he simply boasts of his tasteless jewelry amid the mass disposal of his Russian comrades. Very quite tightly.
I also saw aliens, but I won't tell you about that. Horror is normal enough.
In Yakutsk, a rather drunk former deputy smashed someone else's car window with a cobblestone, climbed, and fell asleep. The car's owner was awakened by the alarm and discovered a sleeping body in her car. The elite guest didn't answer her questions and then passed out completely.
What are you doing here?
Oh.
What are you doing here? Who are you? What did you do here?
You smashed my window.
What are you doing here for? Who are you?
Who are
you?
What are you doing here? Instead of an apology, the car's owner was asked to delete the video. After all, a Russian Chinusha can do anything, even if he's an ex. But a serf just has to keep quiet and not make a move. A Russian tourist was fooled by a GPT chat. A Russian decided to conquer Macedonia and consulted with artificial intelligence whether he needed a visa, and the AI answered that he didn't. In the end, the bond bearer, his wife and children were turned away right at the Istanbul airport.
We're at the Istanbul airport. There's my family, who woke up at 6 o'clock this morning without breakfast. We arrived today. And yesterday we bought tickets to Macedonia and North Macedonia. The GPT chat tells us that visas are not required for Russians. But we, with confidence, of course, bought tickets, stood in a crazy line, went to the counter, and handed over our passports. Onan says visa. We say, no, you don't need a visa. She says, no, you do. I say, no, you don't need one. And I show him a screenshot from the GPT chat, which says that a visa is not required for Russians. She says no. And she shows me a government decree that a visa is required for Russians to travel there.
Russians, it's better to stay home and travel on the map of Russia. There you definitely won't need a visa or GPT chat. That's all. Thanks for watching. We tried our best. Thanks for your likes, subscriptions, and comments. Thanks for sharing even more truth. See you soon.